how to give appreciation to your grapefruit. Just I fucked it up. I'll keep this a lesson. So give grace, appreciation, and then the words and thoughts you have, if they get playful, it's fine. If they get playful but basically flippant towards the idea or the seriousness of the situation, imagine you're in a classroom with teachers and it's literally like, now you talked a little bit of trash, but you played with like veering off course, but you really didn't, but you kind of like gotta watch it then. That drops your attention down, it drops your energy down, it drops your consciousness down. It's basically losing focus. Even though you just played a little bit, like I kind of like lost focus because I was messing around. It detracts. And if there was energy, pure energy beaming into it, it's not going to get mad and be like, rah. But it lessens the effect. So if you're going to be a good energy emitter, beamer, whatever, eventually you'll learn to remain focused for longer. And so then the idea is to literally simply give appreciation to, in a way, look at it just like a living being. Like to have that in your mind that you're in the presence of someone, but not judgmental to the point where it's like, do I have to act differently or change or something? Kind of like a person where you act differently, but where you're kind of judging them for the different ways people are. It's not that advanced. It doesn't work that way. It's pure life. But it's not like, it's just life. It doesn't mean anything. No, it's literally, it's pure life. It's actually the purest. We're, in a way, kind of just like energy, the pure energy that's around you, that exists. And yeah, I was going to make a kind of funny video, but it's really not necessary. Although it is kind of funny, what I was thinking. But even then, I see how that kind of detracts away from the point where I'm like, don't get all goofy with it. But then the point was I wasn't truly getting goofy with it. I was just coming up with random jokes about making love in the moment. Not making love, like, well, literally emitting love. But yeah, making love with your grapefruit. Good luck with that. Because it's kind of awkward to, enjoy, to give appreciation, to show that, to do that in public, to be happy around. And of course I say I'll be happy at the store, because we're a consumerist society that bases everything off of who's eating, buying, drinking, or doing whatever that has to do with monetary changes. When in reality it's just you and them, or her and him, or you and the fruit, your food, and that's it. So everything else is a distraction, and what's actually happening is that there's an energy exchange, and if you are basically yielding energy from life, or from a being, appreciation is the least you can do. And if it's what makes sense, it's actually what is supposed to happen. It's like the other part of the equation. And the point is, when you do that, it goes into the fruit, the food, whatever, and it comes back when you eat it. And that's the whole point. And as well, somebody on another channel said this, I put this in a previous video I just did, that emit appreciation, gratitude before every meal. And basically it goes into like not weird stuff, spiritual beliefs regarding slaughtering of animals and kosher processes where there wasn't supposed to be pain, because they knew that it tainted the blood. I don't slaughter animals, and I try to keep that, at a bare minimum with products or anything that I'm using, if not completely removed. But in this world, that iPhone charger over there probably use some sort of glue or some fiber or something from an animal or some way. And so, and yeah, don't worry about me and iPhones. I literally have an iPhone. As I was saying, they said do that, and the point is that you can look up on the tests with plants and the conductive responses on the surface of the skin. There's a word for it, I can't think of the word right now. And same thing with like a lie detector test or something. It's like an electrocapacitive response, something like that. And in plants, if basically you mess with them, literally you mess with them, they feel it. There's energy spikes, there's differences. Like they're one big brain. It doesn't think and write its name and say, I'm plant, but it feels, because the whole system of anything that exists is pure feeling and is a pure consciousness system. The brain is just one that goes, oh crap, I'm here, I'm a consciousness system. It just does it, it sees it and knows it and expresses that. Everything else, just because it can't do that, it's still there, it's still doing that. It just doesn't know how to express that or have any reason for expressing it to you. But it does, through energy, and not through like speaking and using a epigloidal bridge or whatever in the tongue. And so basically experiments where the guy poured boiling water down the drain, and this is all experiments, but I've seen some evidence, weird stuff that goes on. Take a plant and advance it, it gains consciousness, and we're all in a living consciousness, plant, animal, rock, thing, human being, a big thing. That's what it is, the living being. It's super consciousness. It knows everything simultaneously. Imagine that speaking to you. Yeah. You didn't give gratitude to that. When it speaks, the vibrations are going to shatter every bone in your spiritual body. That's the whole point here. That's what we're trying to tell you. So give gratitude, but the point was that the plants could tell when other plants were being harmed, or when even the bacteria down the drain was being killed. And if they saw a person basically slaughter a plant, which technically that's slaughter, it's violence. Can't say it's not violence. There's no blood, there's no gunshots, no Glocks or M16s, but the proof is in the pudding. So I don't even know what that means. Probably something nefarious. But the plants reacted to the same person who would come back after slaughtering other plants. So it's like they don't know the name, they don't know the face, the identity they can't see. It's all frequency, which also means that our frequencies are matched and unique. And so in that sense, if you're hacking up food, chopping up plants, they're in a form of pain. Not biological synthesis of perceptual change that we call pain. No, it's just in a form of energetic disruption. Your consciousness and the plant's consciousness are harmonized. That's why when you eat the plant, you enhance. And when you eat animals, more animals than others, you'll notice a decrease. An instantaneous, long-lasting decrease where your consciousness goes from there to that of an animal, with indigestion and problems and anger and emotional fluctuations and intelligence problems and things like that. And and there's some other basically different blood types and different people. But basically, so your consciousness merges with the plants in the same way they thought of kosher ways to slaughter an animal and have the animal be in peace the whole time. When you give gratitude and extend that to the plant, and this is also what the guy in the video said, that they accept that and they're no longer freaking out. And the point is that your consciousness merges with theirs and fills theirs with an acceptance, with a care, a compassion. And that's all that is required for this simple form of life, which is actually very complex, to be harmonized. That's what it needs, to be happy. That's what it is. And in that sense, though, there's a bond, and that bond is conductive or conducive for healing, for the transfer of the energy here, which came from the energy up there, into your cells, which are cells, is a weird word. So remember that, and I kind of just wanted to bring that up. I was going to make a funny video about, I don't know, just being weird about it, but which doesn't really detract too much, but I kind of wasn't going to actually go this deep into it, and so I'm kind of glad I did there, and I'm going to keep it short anyway. So give gratitude, and you can actually thank it. You can think it or say it, but it actually doesn't. Maybe the voice does, because plants have been known to change from the vibrations and speaking to them, and it's not just the extra CO2, it's from the vibrations that are there. But eventually you'll get this, you'll do that enough, play with it, like you're a child trying to figure out how to win the game of talking to this, grapefruit or orange or whatever you have, and eventually there will be a resonance synchronization, a link, a mind link, and you'll feel like it went, oh, alright, that's what's up, thanks. So do that, and once you've done that, you'll feel an enhancement a mutual synergy of energy, and you become one with the fruit, the grapefruit, whatever it is, and it becomes one with you. And when you eat food like that, there's a much more process that's much more conducive to healing and absorbing the energy. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense if it's all magnetic and everything, that you come down to a harmonization, a resonant sync. Now it's going to work better. But why we're in the world where it works that way and everybody's all weird about stuff like that, I don't know. I mean, I do know. Read stuff I wrote, book and videos. All right, thank you. Make love to plants.